Okay, let's get the view from Deloitte as well, because that's the next one, right? Rajesh Gandhi is with us, and we need to understand the impact on taxations. Rajesh, anything that you found interesting in the fine print?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you and pleasure to be on your channel. Buyback tax we have all spoken about. I just want to clarify a little bit because the finance minister's speech did talk about 30 and 22% tax. But when it comes to non-promoters, the buyback tax will be 12.5%. When it comes to Indian promoters, it will be 22, and foreign promoters tax will be 30. I think this is a master stroke because on the one hand, they have reduced the buyback tax from 30% all the way down to 12.5%. But to ensure that buyback is not used by, or rather misused by promoters, they have kept the tax from promoters at a very high level. So I think that's number one. STD, again, I think you have spoken about earlier, and a lot of our participants have spoken. I would not think this is a major impact for FPIs because unlike HFTs and other algo traders, others don't really care as much about the STD rate. Though I think the market expectation was that STD rate should be reduced to some extent, or either the capital gains tax rate should be reduced. So sentimentally, this doesn't look great, but otherwise, I think from an economics perspective, FPI should not be too impacted by this. FPIs were also not expecting reduction in capital gains tax rate considering the rates were increased 2 years back. So I don't think there could be a policy flip-flop around that. That would have looked bad. Couple of other things I've noted, and I think very positive things in the budget from a taxation perspective. One is the benefit on foreign investment, cloud services, data centers, tool manufacturing, getting very strong tax holidays. The second important is from a transfer pricing perspective, a 15.5% markup is very beneficial. Today we talk about anywhere from 18 to 24 and leads to a lot of litigation. So 15.5, and that too increasing the threshold from 300 crores to 2,000 crores is extremely positive for foreign companies. And lastly, I think even on the administrative side, very welcome changes in terms of rationalizing the prosecutional penalty provisions, underreporting and misreporting. They have given immunity for foreign asset reporting, like a Vivad Se Vishwas scheme, where if you have disclosed your income, you only pay a 1 lakh penalty for not disclosing the assets. So I think all of this has been fairly positive from a compliance and litigation perspective.
Okay.
Maybe I could just add one more point.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe I could just, Alex, add one more point from a policy perspective. The Honorable FM mentioned about Indian overseas residents now being able to invest in the PIS route, and the PIS route increases from 5 to 10 and overall in the company to 24.
Right.
To my mind, it looks that even foreign citizens might be covered in this because she did not speak about NRIs or OCIs. So foreign citizens might probably be covered in this route. That's what it looks like. We'll have to wait for the fine print.
Got it.
And TDS on PIs is the only challenge. We'll have to see if they rationalize somewhere on that.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll get the updates during the course of the day. But thanks so much for giving us this very quick snapshot. Appreciate your time.